Hey everybody, Dominique here. This week we got to dive into assistive technology. We got to reach out to somebody and have an interview. I chose to interview Christian Butler out of El Centro. I chose Christian because I've known him for a couple years. He's worked in Florida, he's worked in California, so I thought he'd have a lot of insight going into this. When talking to Christian, I asked him the basic questions: who qualifies, how do they qualify, how's it implemented, and how's it supported. Got a lot of good feedback from him. He said there's a lot of students that can use this tool, assistive technology, but he said a lot of students that qualify usually are students with IEPs. Um, this is because they are tied into their IEP and some of their goals, and these assistive technology can help them be successful in the classroom. Assistive technology is a tool that will help any student be more successful and make them be able to complete their goals that they're searching for. When I was talking to Christian, I asked him what some of these tools can be. He said they range, different keyboards, touchscreen computers, tapes, recording devices, things like that. One idea that we really got stuck on was Dragon, the app for students that struggle with scribing. He said that students that struggle taking notes, that they can use Dragon for dictation, meaning that they can talk into a computer and the computer will note everything they're saying. I thought this was amazing. I've seen it before. I didn't know how well it worked. Christian said it's one of the better apps out there. On that too, I was thinking and talking to him, and one of the ideas that came up that I really wanted to touch base on too was the idea that Chaz had presented in our class and that he's doing his 20% project on, was the Echo Smart Pen. I thought this was a great tool as well, and I didn't really understand it when he was talking about it. I think he made it really clear afterwards, and when we talk about assistive technology, how this can really support some of our students. When talking to Christian, I said, how is this affordable? Who pays for this? He said there's a lot of money within the special education program. There's a lot of grants out there for our students, and certain students that qualify, their department, the special education background, will pay for the services that they need. Um, Other things I asked were, how's this implemented in the classroom? How do teachers learn about this? He said usually the IT specialist will work one-on-one with a student and then work one-on-one with the teacher so that they're both on the same page so that they can support one another. I know at my school, we've actually been able to have whole school professional development on assistive technology just so that all staff members understand what it is and how they can support students. Um, One idea that I did like and that how I could tie it back to my own work, because I do not have a classroom, was going back to Dragon, because a lot of times some students that get in trouble like to write letters back to their teachers, but some of my students cannot. So I thought this would be a great idea of maybe for an apology letter or things like that. It was to be able to use Dragon as a tool to show teachers that they wanted to write a letter, and they also used a tool to support them um, to get the message across. I think that assistive technology is huge. I think it can support a lot of our students. I think that a lot of us do need more education on it. There are so many tools out there that we have no idea about, myself included. I was blown away of how much there is and how much there uh, is still available. I also believe that we need to understand and be maybe more involved with some of the meetings that are being held for our students and what their goals are and being very clear on those. But I really did like this, and I think it's going to really benefit a lot of our students.